Welcome back into the Dynasty Nerd Show. I am your host, Garrett Price, and I'm here with Andrew Mott. Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. I'm excited to talk about tight ends today because we don't typically show them a lot of love here in fantasy football.
Yeah.
So I'm at least excited that we get to take a little bit of time today to talk about some of these guys because we never do.
Honestly, here's the thing. Here's my challenge for those watching this video or listening to this show. If you clicked on this thumbnail because you're like, yes, tight ends, or like you intentionally listen to this, please make sure you like this episode. Please leave a comment, hype the video on YouTube. There's like a little hype button, like do all those things because like and deep in my soul, I'm like, yeah, the tight end people need this. But realistically, we know it's not going to get the love that it deserves. You know, it should be talked about just as much as the other positions, but it doesn't. And so we're trying to cater to the people that appreciate tight end. So if you're one of those people, make sure to like, comment, all that kind of stuff. We greatly appreciate it. But as always, if you are just listening to this, it's probably a better experience on YouTube getting to see the board as well. So I'd encourage you to go over to YouTube and watch it. It'll be a little easier to kind of process where all these guys are going tier-wise and things like that. So let's go ahead and get into what we like to do is we like to place an S tier and A tier. We're kind of an anchor guy for every tier. So let's put Brock Bowers in the S tier. That was easy. There we go. All right. So we got our anchor for S. Then where is A? How does A kind of play out for you? Who's a guy that you're like, yeah, that's an anchor for the A tier for me?
Kind of want to go like Sam LaPorta. Like Sam LaPorta is an A tier guy to me.
I can live with it. I can live with that. He's a borderline for me. For me, it would be
like to borderline B tier as well.
What's that?
Like borderline B tier?
Borderline B tier, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't.
For me, it would be Tucker Kraft.
I think it's interesting because we have to like decide where, like, how harsh we're going to grade these guys at the top because the bottom's going to, work its way out the rest of the way. So I'm not opposed to Tucker Kraft. I view Kraft and LaPorta somewhat similar.
Okay. How about Tyler Warren?
I view him higher than both of those guys. So I think Tyler Warren's probably a good name. Do you view him higher than those guys?
It's almost like Tyler Warren is his own tier. That's where it's like tricky because I would not put, surprise, Bowers and McBride are together in the S tier. I don't think I'm ready to put Tyler Warren in that tier. But I think I would always draft him above LaPorta, Kraft, any of those guys in that tier. I don't want to give away too much. So that's the weird part is like he's almost his own tier in a way.
Yeah, kind of. Because, again, I just think when you look at like the age and situation, it feels like his targets are more reliable maybe than some of those other guys that we just mentioned. Also feels like he's kind of like, I feel like we've had this the last couple of seasons, which is tough to kind of gauge because you have the rookie tight end that comes in and plays really well. And then we push them up the board because tight end is tight end. And then second year comes around and it's like, okay, they're a good tight end. You know what I mean? But they're not like the elite tight end.
At least Bowers kept it. Bowers kind of broke the streak there.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, Kyle Pitts kind of hurt us bad. Evan Ingram further back, and now LaPorta, who we were just talking about.
I think Kincaid got the bump that was pushed really high.
Sure.
There's been lots of them recently. But I'm okay with Tyler Warren as the A guy.
All right, let's put him there. But now this makes our B tier really tough because now we're trying to figure out, are we giving Tyler Warren his own tier?
Well, we got 5 tiers to play with here. So we could maybe afford like an upper echelon tier just below the S tier. If we did, I mean, I think the names we just mentioned, Kraft and LaPorta, those are the guys that I think we would throw as the poster child.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that. So let's put Sam LaPorta there in the B tier. And then maybe we'll see as we go. Maybe if we need one extra tier at the bottom, we can add it.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay. All right. So we've got Bowers in the S tier, Warren in the A tier, Sam LaPorta in the B tier. Where are we putting C?
Kittle?
Kittle's one of the hardest ones for me.
Because of the age.
It's because of the age. because I think he belongs in B tier, but the age does make it hard for me to actually put him there.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, it would have to be a very calculated draft pick. I would have to be a really strong contending team immediately, but I could not see myself drafting Kittle over Kraft or LaPorta in a startup just because of the age gap.
Yeah, I am.
But honestly, if I'm in that tier in a startup anyways, I'm not drafting any of them. I'm waiting on tight end in a startup.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, man. I have a hard time with that one.
Okay, I'm going to throw out another name then.
Okay.
Hawkinson.
I'm okay with Hawkinson.
Little disappointing this year. I think more so because of the quarterback play than anything. But
yeah,
Hawkinson feels like a name that's lost some value, but still has some upside.
I have a feeling our C and our D tier are going to be massive.
They could be. And they could be like separated by a razor thin line.
Yeah, they really could.
Yeah.
All right. So Hawkinson is in C. He's going to be our poster child for C. How about D? Should like David and Njoku go there?
It could be Njoku. It could be. I'm just trying to figure out which names are popping out. Maybe a Ferguson.
See, Ferguson belongs in the same one as Hawkinson to me. If anything, I might have him above Hawkinson.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, an Njoku maybe. Maybe a
Goddard?
like a Mason Taylor.
Oh, man, this is going to get hard. This is going to get really difficult.
This is why the people need this, though, Garrett.
It is. It's the hardest one to do tiers on because it's like, hey, there's a couple guys at the top, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah,
that's where it gets really hard.
I'm okay with Njoku.
All right,
because he's older than most of these guys.
Yeah, he's 29. So let's put him there. Then we've got
Hunter Henry. No, he feels like an Njoku tier guy.
All right, I'm gonna make a decision right now, and it might not be a popular decision.
Okay.
I'm gonna move Njoku down one tier. I'm gonna move Hawkinson down one tier, and I'm gonna give George Kittle his own tier.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Okay, because I think at this point, you're almost always, unless you're going for like a truly young build, you're going to take Kittle over Hawkinson and guys in that tier.
Right.
But you're going to have a hard time taking over LaPorta and Kraft and guys like that.
Maybe Loveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So let's give him his own tier. At least for now. Maybe there is somebody that we would sneak in that tier. But
yeah,
for now, let's give him his own tier. So that moves Hawkinson down one tier, moves Njoku down one tier. And then we could put like Cole Kmet down here in the last tier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
He almost didn't even make the list.
Yeah.
But
and then at the end, we can do what we always do, which is the reshuffle to kind of show you how we view it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So now we can go player by player. And of course, we get a tricky one to start off with.
Yeah.
AJ Barner. He's played well.
He's played well.
Year, but he's got a guy behind him that's young and exciting.
But Barner is also young himself.
He is young. He's only in what, year 3? Year 2?
Year
3?
2.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of view him and Arroyo somewhat similar from like an age perspective of like this regime drafted both tight ends. Arroyo has the better draft capital, but both of these guys are kind of young tight ends that they just wanted to build around. I kind of want to throw AJ Barner in the E tier with Njoku.
Okay. So Barner.
You're right. Some of these tiers are going to be massive, by the way.
They are. I think D and E are going to be huge.
Yeah. But I think Barner's played well enough this year. We've seen targets this year come his way that makes me want to put him above Kmet firmly.
Okay. I'm good with that. Brenton Strange, same tier. Feels like this similar type of guy.
Yeah, it does feel like a similar type of guy. I feel better about Strange though than I do Barner.
I do too, because there's no Aurora there.
Yes, and we've seen him be pretty involved in this offense all the times that he's been healthy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Man, are we going to put 4 guys in the same tier to start?
Right
Are we
off the
putting Otten there
rip,
too?
probably, because I think Otten
Oh my
belongs in that
gosh.
tier as well.
All right, there we go. This tier is about to be so freaking massive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may need to
All
get
right.
split at the end.
We might have to do another tier. But like, honestly, at that point, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Like, some guy's going to really like David Njoku because maybe he'll land somewhere better as a free agent. Or, oh man, I love the upside of Strange. Or, man, Otten's just so like solid. He's really solid. I know when he's in there and there's injuries, he's going to get the ball. Like, everyone has their own kind of flavor there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
All right. Loveland is a tricky one. Is he could go in the George Kittle tier. I know we talked about giving Kittle his own tier. I could see like, okay, if I'm building for a contender, I'm taking Kittle. If I'm doing more of the productive struggle, I'm probably taking Loveland. But I think speculatively you could bump him up to the B tier. So I could see either one.
Yeah. I think the draft capital in itself is speaking volumes to his potential here. I was leaning between B and C. I kind of want to throw him to the back of B just because he is so young
I can live with
and the draft capital was so high.
I'm comfortable with that. I have no issue there. Goddard feels like he should be in the same tier with Hawkinson, right?
He's kind of an Njoku guy to me as well because he's 30. You know, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the offseason too. Is Philly going to pay him?
I doubt it.
Does he take the hometown discount? Maybe. Like, he's an interesting guy, I think, to rank, but I kind of view him close to Njoku, but that's probably underrating what he does as a producer right now.
What's his points right now? On a points per game basis, where's he at? Because like I know Njoku's dropped a couple of tiers for me simply because he's in Cleveland with Harold Fannin. Like, going into the season with Joe Flacco buzz, he was going to be like borderline C tier guy for me.
Yeah, and Goddard, I said he's 30. He's going to be 31 going into next season.
All right, let's put him in the massive E tier. Biggest tier ever.
Now we don't want to put people in this tier anymore.
Yeah, I know. I feel like prejudice against it. All right, I think Dalton Kincaid belongs with TJ Hawkinson though.
For sure. Yep.
Okay. Let's put those two guys together.
And he's played a lot better than I think he's gotten credit for so far this year.
Yeah, but he's soft.
Injuries?
I mean, it's just he's always dinged up. There's always something.
Yeah, but when he's on the football field, legitimately at the beginning of the year, to me, he looked like he was the number one option for Allen.
He did, but it's a number one option on a team with clearly no number one options. Like, It's like you're the skinniest kid at fat camp. Like, congratulations.
Yeah, that's fair, but how are you going to address this issue, Buffalo?
They need to draft a receiver or sign a free agent.
Yeah, and we've been saying that for 2 years now since Stephon Diggs left, and it hasn't happened. So I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I hope it happens. I was screaming,
I think
hopefully
they tried with
drafted
Keon Coleman. I think that's what they were hoping, was Keon Coleman was going to be that guy.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't have traded back for Keon then. You should have just drafted a wide receiver in the first round with that pick.
Yep. They thought they were slick, and they're like, oh, there's a few guys we like here. This will be good.
And you shouldn't have traded that pick to your rivals over there in Kansas City.
To be fair, Xavier Worthy hasn't really done much either. So
he's been better than Keon.
It's a low bar, but
yeah. Fair. Keon's catching strays here on this episode.
He really is. Sorry, Keon. You're basically a tight end anyway. All right. Here we go. Dalton Schultz. Welcome to another E tier player, right?
Yeah, E tier player.
Giant tier of E players. Elijah Aurora, does he go in E?
I think he's F.
Or does he go in F?
I think.
All right, are we putting him in F just because we don't want him to be an E?
No. I think he is behind Barner. And that, to me, right now, should be the tier below. He's not even really getting on the field.
With that. I can live with that. He's been on the field, not as much as Barner, but I mean, he's caught a few passes in every game. So it's not like he's been bad. He just hasn't had the opportunity to be featured like Barner has.
Yeah.
But I can live with it. I'll put him in F. Evan Ingram at this point in his career, I think, goes in F as well.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
This has been so disappointing for Ingram in Denver. I thought he was going to be awesome in Denver, but it just hasn't.
Harold Fannin, probably D, right? I mean, he's shown good flashes. There's a decent chance that David Njoku's gone next year. I lean towards D.
I'm okay with it.
I would draft him, and I'm not even a big Harold Fannin guy. Like, I was down on him in his rookie profile, but I don't see myself drafting any of those guys that are an E over him.
I think the only one I could really argue right now that I would is probably Brenton Strange, but I like Brenton Strange a lot more.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'm okay putting him in D.
Okay. Hunter Henry, he's an E guy for sure.
Yeah, he's an E guy. Same thing as Njoku. Older, productive guy at this moment, but how much is left there?
All right, this guy's tricky. Where do we put Isaiah Likely? Because we know Mark Andrews is likely gone, pun intended.
He's a free agent.
But would I really draft him speculatively in the D tier?
I view Likely somewhat similar to Harold Fannin.
Okay. So we can put him in the back of D with Harold?
I think so, because I would take a shot on Likely over those guys. Here's the problem that I think we're going to run into with D and E, though, is the draft capital range in which you're drafting these players is likely going to be later in your drafts, right? Like, we're drafting all of these guys much later. So by the time you get to these players, you'll have a good idea of whether or not you have a competitive roster or you have a younger roster. And that's going to shake the way that you draft these tight ends up significantly. Because if I have a competitive roster, I could take Henry first. I could take Dallas Goedert first. I could take Njoku. But if I'm not, I'm okay spending the speculative pick on Likely, over a lot of these guys. Or I'm okay spending a speculative pick even on an Elijah Arroyo than some of these players. So I think that's where it's going to be interesting here is when we're trying to think of it from a startup perspective, by this time in the draft, we would know what we're doing. Right now, we don't. These are hypotheticals.
Exactly. We talked about it earlier. I would have Ferguson in the same tier or even above a lot of the guys in D. So I think he's a pretty easy D tier for me.
Yep, agreed.
Jatavian Sanders, I think he's an F tier.
Yep, F tier.
Jonnu, I like Jonnu a lot. I have a soft spot for Jonnu in my heart. But being in a bad passing offense right now and Pat Freiermuth just being just annoying enough, unfortunately, I think he's F. He's probably at like the top of it once we order it, but I think he's F tier.
He's F. I also think Muth is just better than Jonnu is as a tight end. But
overall tight end, sure. I don't think he's a better receiver than. And that's what matters for fantasy.
Fair. I think being a better overall player, though, is why you're saying he's annoying, because he's just going to be on the football field more than Jonnu will. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's probably the same reason why Barner's on the football field more than Arroyo right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably honestly true, because Barner didn't come out as a big receiving tight end because it was Loveland that was there, and he was getting a lot of that. He was doing more of the blocking, but he's showing on his own right that he is a very solid receiver as well.
Yeah, and he's probably, obviously we're not sitting here watching all 22 blocking film from Barner, but I'm assuming he's playing better in that aspect of the game right now than Arroyo, and that's why he's on the field.
Yeah. Juwan, is he an E or is he an F?
Production-wise, he's probably an E tier guy, but I have zero confidence that Juwan Johnson's going to be this contributor long-term.
Long-term.
Yeah. He's probably F.
I think I'm going to put him F.
Because like realistically, I know you've kind of historically been a Komet fan. Are you taking
Oh yeah, I
Juwan
used to
Johnson
love Cole Kmet.
over Komet?
Oh yeah, I think I would take Juwan Johnson over Kmet.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
I mean,
enough.
just right now, Kmet just doesn't have much hope in his current situation. I wouldn't be surprised if Kmet goes somewhere else and actually has a
A better
Dalton
opportunity.
Schultz, Hunter Henry type of role and is a very solid player for a team. But yeah, right now
Yeah. Fair
he's
enough.
just not worth much right now. Kyle Pitts. Here's a messy one.
He kind of feels like a tweener between C and D for me as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Partly because he's gonna be a free agent. I think that's what likely gonna be a free agent. They could franchise tag him or something like that. But he just seems like a player that screams, I need a new situation. Like, I need out of Atlanta. Man, the upside is just so high with him. But the risk is he's an E guy. Like, that's the risk.
Yeah.
So, gosh darn it. I'm gonna lean toward D. I think top of D is probably where he should be.
Yeah. I think him and probably like, I kind of view Pitts and Ferguson the same ish in a way. Like,
Yeah.
but I kind of feel safer with Ferguson. Just not as enough.
I would draft them
as
in a
much
similar
upside.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would draft them in a similar range. Man, old man Andrews. He's really not that old. I mean, he's 30 or going to be 30.
He's 30
So-
right now. Yeah. He'll be 31 next season. But he feels very similar to like an Njoku, a Goddard.
You're going to put him all the way down there. You're going to put him down in E.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in E because I would never consider drafting Andrews over a Hawkinson or over a Kincaid or over a Ferg or over a Pitts. I would never do that.
I don't know, dude. Because here's where I'm at. We have a player that has had an incredibly productive career. Injuries have jacked it up a little bit at times, but overall, like incredibly productive career. At this point in his career, I don't think money's going to be the main motivating factor for him. I think he's going to go somewhere where he wants to win. Like, I think he wants to win a ship. I think that's why he's been in Baltimore. I mean, obviously he got drafted there, but like, I think he thought that Baltimore could be that team. So I see him going somewhere that's going to not just be a payday and he's going to have a crappy quarterback throwing him the football. Like, I think he's going to go somewhere where he's going to be legitimate. So for me, and that is the hard part, is like, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I would probably always take Ferguson ahead of him. I'd probably always take Pitts ahead of him. But I'd always be taking Andrews over Njoku and Barner and Strange and like all of those guys too. So that's the hard part, is like, I guess he's gonna either be at the end of one or the beginning of the other.
I'm also, I mean, you said you could see him going to a team that could contend and try and win right now. And I'm trying to do the mental gymnastics of like who those teams could be and which of those teams need tight ends. Like, how logical is that? Like, it's obviously right to say that he would go do it, but where would that actually happen? Could he go reunite with Baker in Tampa and be, that Oklahoma connection there in Tampa Bay? That would be interesting, but do they have the money to go do that? I don't really know where their cap situation is right now.
Otten is a free agent as well, I believe.
Okay, so that would be a spot. Other than that, like, I don't see him unless Philly moves on from Goddard and then signs Andrews. That would be a potential spot. KC, I don't think he would go unless Kelsey retires this offseason.
Which he could.
Yeah.
He's talked about it. So it's
Can't
possible.
Go to
see the Commanders, maybe.
Maybe, but are they really contenders?
I mean, they were in the championship or the NFC championship last year. So
yeah,
with the right pieces and right, like, I get it. It seemed more of a fluke than anything else.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. I'm going to let you make the final call here. I lean E tier, but I think that's mainly because of the age.
I'll allow it, but I'm already going to put him at the very top.
Okay. He's the poster child then.
And he will not be moved.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
All right. Mason Taylor. I like Mason Taylor a lot, and he would be honestly, he would be D for me if I am going that like young rebuild, productive struggle type roster. Like he would be a guy I would not just want, but like be targeting.
Well, I think if Fannin is going to be in the tier, you have to have Taylor in the tier.
I agree.
Because I would prefer Taylor over Fannin.
It's close. I think I would too, though. I think I would too. Mike Gesicki, welcome to F tier.
Yeah, welcome to F tier for now. I think talent of all the E tier guys, but situation wise, nah.
Yeah, he just can't find a real home, unfortunately. Gadsden, I'm gonna put him in B tier.
B tier.
I'm gonna put him in B tier. I mean, what he's shown us already. I mean, he's looked great. Now I know last game that we had of the Chargers, they were a mess and they had a bye week this week. So he's kind of been out of our mind for the past 2 weeks. But I mean, look what he was doing on a per game basis before that. We were talking, 15 to 20 point games, like what, 3-4 weeks in a row. And this is the piece that offense has been missing. Honestly, right now, it would be very close between taking Gadsden or Loveland for me in a startup.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I picked up Gadsden in a lot of spots late in rookie drafts or free off of the waiver wire if he didn't get drafted. And I've recently been selling a lot of Gadsden as well.
Okay.
I sold at the trade deadline in one of my leagues.
What'd you sell for?
I sold Gadsden and Tajay Spears together for a 26 first round pick. It's probably going to be
okay, because that's the thing. I would
late.
pay a first for Gadsden in a tight end premium league.
It's a half point tight end premium. I sold him for the first. So
yeah, I would buy.
But that said, it's a rebuilding roster that's deep in a rebuild, and I felt like I was playing with house money and would rather just have the liquidity.
That makes sense. And at that point, we talk about on roster rescue sometimes we just need to split assets into multiple assets or younger assets or whatever. So like I get doing that I have no issue doing that. But yeah, for me, Gadsden is a very solid B tier.
Okay, I'll let you put it in there. I was probably gonna say C.
You were gonna say C?
Yeah, but okay. I'll let you go B tier. I pushed Andrews down to E, so I'll let you put Gadsden up to B.
All right, sounds good. Pat Freiermuth, he's probably F, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably F. As long as Jonu's still there, taking touches, you can't really put him in the next tier, guys.
Right. Ferguson, is he going to speculatively be an E tier? Because I like his outlook. I like the offense.
Yeah.
But obviously he's done next to nothing so far this year.
He's like Arroyo, man. I think he's got to be an F tier, but if we're talking about the F tier guys, when you think of like, these are the players I want out of the F tier the most, probably Ferguson and Arroyo, the young guys that we still have hope for, probably go towards the top.
Okay. Theo?
He's an E tier to me. I like...
Really?
Yes. Were you going to put him higher?
No. I was going to put him in F.
I was like D and E, and I nerfed to E.
Really? See, for me, okay, so this is just me. If I get it that there has been some production here, but it's been some production on a team where all their pass catchers have been hurt all year. Like, and if you were to ask me to place money somewhere, do the Giants take a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds of the draft this year or sign a significant free agent? I would say absolutely yes.
They should.
So I think instantly, I think he would move down to like 3rd in the pecking order pretty quick. So like for me, I'm not as big of a believer on Theo Johnson, the player, and I think the situation is going to get worse for him.
That's fair. I'm looking at the E tier, and maybe this means we need to adjust the tier, but I view Theo equal to an AJ Barner, equal to a Cade Otton. Like, I view him similar to those guys. And I think the production matches those players as well. The youth still matches those players. I mean, he's younger than Cade Otton. Like,
see here, I think the hard part for me is like if I had to today, and I think it's because we did these guys back to back. If I was in a draft today, I'm taking Ferguson over Theo Johnson.
I don't know if I am.
We've seen Sean McVay with good tight ends before, and what that, even just average tight ends before, and what that can be, and we know that as great as he is, Devontae Adams is not playing forever. So I think there is a very real possibility that Ferguson becomes a legitimate starting asset by year 2, if not by year 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other question in that would also be too, who's quarterback at that point then? Because if it's year 3, is Stafford still slinging it around if Adams has retired and moved on? Like, does Stafford also
maybe,
do it?
maybe not. But for me, it's not as much about Stafford as it is McVay. Like,
fair. I just think Stafford is a big chunk of why that offense is humming right now like that.
Sure. They looked great with him, but I mean,
Like, if
that
it's
offense
Jimmy
was really good with
G,
Jared Goff,
plugged
too.
in, I'm not excited.
What's that?
If it's Jimmy G plugged in, I'm not excited.
No. But I mean, we're talking a top 20, 25 quarterback. Like, I think any serviceable quarterback in the NFL.
Something to think about too. Atlanta basically gifted him a top 10 pick this year.
They really did.
So are they a team that could look at, hey, let's just draft a quarterback and let him sit for a year, do the Jordan Love thing, and we'll let Stafford finish it off?
Maybe they say, hey, we'll even give you our 27 first because we really like
Mendoza,
Ty Simpson, or whoever.
Could you imagine Fernando Mendoza there with the Rams? That'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, he would just eat. He would absolutely
That's a McVay quarterback too.
That is a McVay quarterback right there. I can see Ty Simpson there too. I could see Ty Simpson being good there. Rumor has it they're interested in Anthony Richardson.
Oh man, if McVay can fix Richardson, I think the fantasy community will owe him everything.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine like Anthony Richardson fixed and in a McVay system? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, all that being said, back to Theo Johnson.
If you can throw him in the F tier, I'm okay with it, but he's got to be towards the top. You said Andrews has to be towards the top. We got to put Theo towards the top.
All right, I can live with that. I will make him the first player of the F tier. Oops. My love for Cole Kmet just won't let me do it. There you go. All right. Travis Kelce. I guess he's still E just because he's productive, even though he could literally retire at any moment.
Yeah, it's like Andrews, but even worse from the age standpoint.
Yeah. All right. So we'll put Kelce in there. Trey McBride,
easy
one of the
S-tier.
best in the game.
Yeah.
He's an S tier.
I think he legitimate, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I think, to some people. I think you legitimately have an argument that McBride is tight end 1.
I would not argue anyone doing it. I still have Bowers 1, but I cannot. He has been so incredibly consistent this year. It's been unreal. So I'm not going to argue it at all. I still have Bowers 1, but it's by a razor thin margin.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two guys, and it's nobody else. It's not even close for anybody else.
Absolutely. All right, Tucker Kraft. We
talked about him with
LaPorta.
Right? Yeah, we talked about him with LaPorta. So he'll be there. And then Ertz, I think, is an F tier guy too, right? With the age.
With the age, and he's like productive-ish, but like not enough to be in the Kelce and Andrews.
Yeah, like even in like single season format leagues, you're like, should I pick Ertz up off the waiver wire and stream him this week? Like, I don't even know if I want to play him.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So that kind of puts together our tiers. Let's go ahead and reorganize them. We got Bowers and McBride. I'm not going to argue the order. Do you want to switch it?
No, I think I'm starting to get to McBride over Bowers, but I'll keep it Bowers over McBride for now.
Okay. Warren, do you want to switch him with anybody? Move him up a spot, back a spot?
I think he needs to be 3.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. So he's alone in the A tier. In the B tier, we've got 4 guys. For me, in my rankings, and this will probably not be popular, it's Kraft, Gadsden, Loveland, LaPorta. I actually have LaPorta last in this group.
Okay, I would have Kraft and LaPorta at the top, and then Gadsden and Loveland in the back.
All right. Well, let's
So I
definitely put
think
Kraft at one
because we
then.
both have Kraft top two, we got to put them one.
Yeah.
And then I think it's got to be Loveland in the end because you had Gadsden there.
All right. I'm good with that.
Cool with this? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
George Kittle's alone, so we can't move him anywhere. Same as Tyler Warren. D tier. I would, because of the ceiling, I'm probably going to put Kyle Pitts first.
Okay, for me, I was looking at it and I'm like, I think it's easier to take Fannin, Likely, and Taylor and move them to the back. And then I have the other four up front. And that's kind of how I would view it. I don't know if you would view it similarly. I know you're a pretty big fan of Taylor.
I do like Taylor, so I'll leave Taylor kind of there. I'm fine with him there.
I'm okay moving Ferguson.
It would probably be Pitts, Ferguson, Hawkinson, Kincaid for me.
I'm not opposed. I think I'm a little higher on Kincaid than you are.
So is Rich.
But I'm not opposed. And then I think I'm okay with it like this the rest of the way. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. E tier, which actually ended up not being our biggest tier. F tier ended up being the biggest. Man, this one's tough because
Kelsey's got to come towards the top.
Who does?
Kelsey, I think, because just the production alone.
Okay.
I think with these players, like we're talking about more so, I think the age is less of a talking point when you get to the E and F tier.
I would probably put Njoku second because in free agency he could jack things up.
Yeah. I think Goddard also probably belongs closer to the top.
Like maybe here?
Yeah, probably behind him. And then honestly, Barner's probably the last guy.
Okay.
So like that can get him out of the way.
Schultz would be the last guy for me.
Would he?
Yeah,
he's productive, man.
Is he?
I feel like he's been more reliable than even Nico this year. Like,
all right, let me look because I don't know if that's true. I feel like he's had like 2 good games. Let's see, Dalton or let's see. Yeah. Let me look it up. Who?
I mean,
like,
he didn't
where are you
start
at
the
with
year
Henry?
off good. But double-digit points pretty much the whole last month. I mean, it's an E tier tight end, but I feel like he's shown enough. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nico comments just more so bashing Nico for being inconsistent this year, but
he actually, surprisingly, he's still been a wide receiver 1 this year.
I know.
Well, I think this past week bumped him out, but yeah, I mean, he's right there. I think the hard part is like Schultz has no ceiling.
Yeah.
His best game, he had a couple 18s, but
and I guess if you want to account for the young guys, Noel and Higgins continuing to develop and break out, then it's going to take away from Schultz, where right now he's more reliable than them because they're rookies.
I want to put like Hunter Henry like here though. I love Hunter Henry.
Yeah, and then I would want to keep Strange where he's at. I don't want to move him any further.
I'm fine
down.
with that. I think that I like this order. I'm good with this order.
That's fine. Yep, that's fine by me.
All right, and then F tier doesn't really matter too much. I'm gonna put Ferguson at the top though. Well, right behind Theo Johnson.
I was gonna see if you were gonna let me still keep him at the top.
Yeah, I'll let you keep him there, but I'll put Ferguson right up there with Theo.
Probably Arroyo
then
right
I'll
after.
Probably
right?
put Elijah.
Juwan.
I'm good with that. I'll put Juwan there.
And then
I think last has to be Jatavian.
yeah, probably Komet right
Komet.
after him.
Yeah, and then I was gonna do Komet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Ertz. He could like die at any point.
Yeah, I'd probably still take Komet over Ertz. I don't know why I would, but I still would. I think that's fine. This order's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna argue with Freiermuth over Jonnu, but I won't do it.
Yeah, no,
I've been a Freiermuth guy since like rookie draft season of that year. Like I don't know if it wasn't the best take ever. It aged fine for a couple of years, but I always said like rather than taking Kyle Pitts, just trade back and draft Freiermuth. And it hadn't been the worst take ever. I think right now you still prefer Pitts, but the production over their first 2 to 3 years was pretty similar.
Yeah, it was. It was. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our tight end show. If you like tight end content, you check out my OnlyFans.
Whoa.
No, if you like tight end content, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.